Things cannot exist without their opposites. A state of completely happy people is an impossibility. Now, in the novel Brave New World, we see a society that, on the outside, appears to be completely happy. They have promiscuous sex with whoever they want. They can take a perfect drug of cocaine and heroin, which renders them completely happy and has no negative side effects. But are these people truly happy? These people are so happy, they've never even felt sadness. And that is the point to which I question their happiness. Because how can you know happiness if you've never felt sadness? How can you say everybody is happy when the people haven't even felt sadness? Because to understand happiness, to feel happy, you need contrast with that. You need to think, oh my God, remember when I was so sad? It's so much nicer to feel like this. It's so much nicer to be happy. And when you've never felt that, how can you know you're happy? You can just be merely content, merely okay with how you feel. But I don't think it's fair to say you are truly 100% happy. Now, on the other side, we have the Savage Reservation in the novel. And this is a place of absolute almost suffering. It is the exact opposite. And in fact, they value suffering in their society. They're a society that thinks that to earn something, you must first suffer for it. Whereas in the Brave New World, that idea doesn't exist at all. If you want it, you can have it. There's nothing that you can't have that you would want. It's just the perfect world. But in the Savage Reservation, we see so much suffering. There's a scene where this kid is getting whipped, and afterwards there's people saying, oh, I wish I had have done it because I would have been able to suffer through the pain better. And they're excited about that. They enjoy and they take comfort in feeling pain because that's what they know. And they think that to feel happiness, one must first struggle. To earn happiness, one must first struggle. Their society is totally based on these negative feelings, and it is the root of their happiness. They have struggle, desire, suffering, and just total negative feelings. But where does our society stand? Where do we fit on the spectrum? On one hand, we have absolute happiness in Brave New World, or absolute contentness. On the other side, we have the Savage Reservation, which is a totally not happy world. Where do we stand? Can our society be completely happy? And the answer to that, I think, is no. Our society is really based more closely towards the Savage Reservation. However, we want complete happiness. We want to be eternally happy. We want to never have to worry about anything again. But our society doesn't value that. Imagine two people. One is born into money. He's never had to work a day in his life. His father's a successful businessman. He's a millionaire. He's never had to work in a day in his life. And a pro athlete. Who do you respect more? Who do you think is the better person? Obviously the pro athlete. The rich born into money guy, he's probably been happier on a day-to-day average. He's probably wakes up, no worries, no struggles, does what he wants, enjoys life. But we value the pro athlete, not because he's happy, but because he's struggled, because he's gone through the day-to-day motions of not wanting to get up, not wanting to do anything, and he's worked to a goal, he's struggled, and eventually he's going to earn that happiness of making millions of dollars or doing whatever. It even relates to us. I don't think that many people probably wanted to get up this morning. How comfy was your bed, right? But you got up. And that's because our society tells you that you need to get up. Because if you don't, you're not a valued member of our society. You're a slacker. Nobody wants to deal with you. So how can we be completely happy if we have to struggle in order to first be happy? Now, eventually you'll reach that happiness. But that's the exact same idea as the Savage Reservation. Whip yourself until you don't feel these emotions, and then you're good. That's basically what we have. Work hard your whole life until you get a good paying job, and then you can eventually retire. Like, It's so comparable, but we want happiness. We want it, but we can't have it because we don't value it, is essentially what the core of that is. Now, could we be completely happy? Well, again, it comes back to what is happiness? Can you define happiness? And I think that it's really, really hard to say complete happiness. There is that whole idea of being content. And yes, I think we could be content. I'm sure we could create a world similar to the Brave New World, but we as humans don't want to give up some of the key things that define the Brave New World. In the Brave New World, they've basically eliminated anything that can, really anything that is unnecessary or can cause problems. They've eliminated families because although families make you happy, they can also make you sad when they die and things like this. All these sort of things. They've eliminated freedom, almost emotions, definitely passion. They've eliminated all these things, and I don't think we as humans are willing to give that up for 100% contentness. We want to be happy all the time, but the only way we can be happy is if we struggle. So how can a state of completely happy people exist? I don't know. I honestly don't think it can. It's such an impossibility, because for one thing to exist, for happiness to exist, it can only be felt when you have the contrast of sadness, and therein lies the problem. One little quote I just want to say about Brave New World is that, all right, here, here's just the quote. It says, "To live in a world where nothing costs anything, one must pay the ultimate price." And I think that applies to how our society would work. Yes, we could maybe have a world where you don't have any struggles, you wake up with no problems, but you wouldn't have the things that define you as a human. And we as humans aren't going to give that up because we are humans. And it's just an impossibility. A state of completely happy people is an impossibility. Things cannot exist without their opposites.